Всем привет, ребята! С вами канал Game World и я, Алина Вишневская. Это моя самая первая запись прохождения игры. И выбрала я сегодня одну из моих любимых игр Mass Effect 3. Я уже создала свою Шепард. По-моему, я выбрала какие-то не те глаза. Сейчас, ребят, секунду. Так, какие-то не те глаза. Сейчас. Форма глаз. Да, вот эти глаза у меня всегда были. Забыла поменять глаза. Так, выбираю я инженера. Мне нравится, что здесь боевой дрон есть. Вообще хорошее подспорье. Для меня, по крайней мере. Так, инженер, космонавт, последний герой. И вот, собственно, такая... Что-нибудь упал? Платочек упал, что ли? Вот такая вот героиня. Космонавт, последний герой, инженер. Сейчас будет, ребята, интерактивный комикс. Господи, как он называется, я уже не помню. Давно просто проходила последний раз Mass Effect. Если хотите, оставайтесь со мной, смотрите, читайте. В общем, поехали. Генезис, да, Генезис. Будет из первой части, из второй сразу же.
We were testing out the Normandy, Captain Anderson's new ship, when the distress call came in. An Alliance patrol on Eden Prime had been attacked. They'd seen something they couldn't explain. Whatever it was massive. I hit the ground with my lieutenant, Kate Malenko. A good kid, loyal, by the book, with a talent for biotics. We came across the lone survivor of the patrol, Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams. A soldier to the core. Tough, disciplined, ready to take on whatever came her way. Ashley joined up with us and took us to the spot where she lost her squad. That's when we saw it. The ship. Like nothing I'd ever seen. It was massive, scorching the colony and everything around it as it blasted away. We followed the path of destruction to an artifact, a beacon left by a long-dead race called the Protheans. The colony had dug it up, and whoever attacked them had tried to take it. Lieutenant Malenko made the mistake of getting too close. It hit him with some type of energy. I grabbed him and threw him out of the way. That's when it hit me. Hard. Every muscle in my body went rigid. I couldn't move, could barely breathe. Everything went black. And then I saw something. A vision. A dream. A nightmare. By the time I woke up, we were halfway to the Citadel on our way to meet the Council. I was expected to explain what I'd seen. Anderson came along, so did Udina, our political representative on the Citadel.
Интереснее проходить Mass Effect с самого начала.
That the ship we'd seen was a potential threat, as was the individual behind the attacks.
Конечно. Графика там не на высшем уровне и вообще достаточно минусов, но, серия Mass Effect — это шедевр.
But even Udina's pointed accusations weren't enough to convince the Council. They just couldn't believe one of their chosen elite specters could be guilty of something like that. They needed proof, which meant I needed proof. Fortunately, I wasn't alone in my search. Garrus, another Turian, wanted help. A top agent for Citadel security. Despite orders from his superiors that he shouldn't get involved, he told me he was suspicious of Saren and he had some useful leads. More importantly, he was willing to share them. That led me to Rex, the biggest, nastiest looking Krogan bounty hunter I'd ever seen. He turned out to be more than just a brute. It was his intel that led us to a fugitive with incriminating evidence on Saren. The fugitive turned out to be an energetic little Quarian named Tally. A tech expert with a knack for hacking, she procured some information on Saren. Evidence that proved Saren was dirty. Tally's evidence proved that Saren was responsible for the massacre on Eden Prime, and the immense warship we'd spotted was in fact Saren's flagship.
Сюда длинный комикс.
Saren was trying to find a way to bring back a race of sentient machines from dark space. Machines
Немножко утомляет, когда уже
galaxy of all organic life.
видишь это все
These reapers were blamed for wiping out
по
all
200
life
раз.
50,000 years ago, including the Protheans.
Нет, пролистывать я не хочу.
The mass relays to dark
Так
space,
будет неинтересно.
leaving no trace that they'd ever been. I explained why Saren was after the beacon, and it made some sense out of my visions, but not much else. We couldn't convince the council that the Reapers were a threat, but they agreed Saren had to be stopped. They stripped him of his Spectre status and gave me the honor
Когда там уже
of being the
выбирать
first
надо
human
будет.
Spectre.
Сейчас, по-моему, надо будет выбирать.
Bring down Saren. Anderson decided to stay behind, giving up his ship, the Normandy. He told me I'd need it more than he would. He also pointed me in a direction. Liara, a Prothean expert, adept in biotics, and maybe most importantly, daughter of Benezia, Saren's top lieutenant. And like most Asari, as beautiful as she is intelligent,
Beautiful.
born with the unique ability to meld with other species, Liara was able to help me decipher some of the vision the beacon had given me. Nothing concrete, but it gave me some clues. And a new appreciation for the Asari. Her technique for accessing my vision was unexpected, but not at all unpleasant. Caden was a little concerned about the connection I shared with Liara. As commander, I knew either relationship had the potential to interfere with the mission.
Конечно же, Кайден, ну.
I told Caden I wasn't interested in Liara. I had my eyes on someone else. But we agreed we wouldn't let it get in the way of our mission, finding Saren. Thanks to Liara's help, we had our next lead, Benezia. Saren had taken her to a area where he enslaved the queen of a dangerous race of insect-like creatures, the Rachni. He ordered Benezia to use the same technique Liara had used on me to extract information from the Rachni queen. The queen's drones were everywhere, and they were not happy. We had to fight through hundreds of them to get to Benezia. By the time we arrived, Saren was gone, with the information. I tried to reason with Benezia, but Saren had indoctrinated her. He had somehow acquired the ability to control people's actions and wills. Benezia wouldn't surrender, and Liara was forced to watch her mother die in her arms. And I was left with an angry, dangerous Rachni queen to deal with. She claimed her drones would do no harm if I released her. The Rachni had terrorized the galaxy before.
Конечно, я всегда спасала царицу.
Couldn't do it. I wouldn't doom an entire species for past sins. When the queen was true to her word, she left and took her army of drones with her. With Saren's top lieutenant dead, he was quickly running out of time and places to hide. I tracked him down at his base on Burmire. But we soon learned it was more than a base of operations. It was a breeding ground. Saren was breeding an army of Krogan. He found a cure for the genophage, a disease inflicted on the Krogan to prevent them from breeding and taking over the galaxy. The Krogan Saren was breeding were slaves, mindless beasts that obeyed Saren's will. I had to destroy the base and all its research. Rex disagreed, violently. Rex wanted the genophage cure for his people. I tried to convince him to help me destroy it, that these Krogan weren't real. But he wouldn't back down.
Нет, ну конечно же спасти Рекса, потому что он офигенен.
Fortunately, Rex is smarter than he looks. He realized this wasn't the way to help his people, and that Saren was a real threat. When we finally got to the center of the base, I realized just how close Saren was to completing his plan. He was already in
Сейчас
communication
тут,
with the
да,
Reapers.
еще один вот
Sovereign, Saren's flagship, we'd all assumed was just a
жнец.
ship, was a Reaper. It spoke to me,
Вот такой.
threatened me. I could feel the menace it had for every living thing. It wanted me dead. It wanted to solve it. And I knew it was capable of doing just that. What I couldn't understand was why Saren would help it.
Дурак, потому что.
But there was no time to think about it. Sovereign knew where we were. We had to destroy the base and get the hell out. I split my team into 2 squads, sending Ash with one and Caden with the other as a distraction. We had a nuke and we planned to use it. Before we could detonate the bomb, Saren showed up. We fought. I stalled him to make time for my team. And in talking to him, I realized the truth. It wasn't Saren who was indoctrinating everyone. It was Sovereign, the Reaper. And Saren was in deeper than all of them. He tried to convince me he was still in control. Said he found a way to reduce the Reaper's influence. He was kidding himself. Or believing the lies Sovereign was telling him. Before I could convince him to stop, he ran, leaving me just seconds to extract my squad mates. I tried, but it wasn't fast enough. I could only save one of them.
Конечно, трудный выбор, капец трудный. Все персонажи классные, но ребят, я спасаю Кайдена.
Ash was a good friend and a great soldier. But I had to choose, and I chose Caden. That was the last time Saren would slip away from me. I knew then, the next time we met, one of us would die. With my team mostly intact, we chased Saren and his army to Ilos, a long-lost planet that had once belonged to the Protheans. As we prepared for what we knew would be a desperate fight, I spoke to my crew. We were just one ship against Saren's growing army. I assured them all that despite the odds, we could defeat him. But Caden saw through my words. He knew I was hurting after Ash's death. He could sense my doubts. We both knew this mission could be our last. Until that moment, we put our feelings aside for the sake of the mission. But why wait? We gave in to each other. And it was perfect. While it lasted. We arrived on Ilos close behind Saren. Once on the planet, we discovered a Prothean databank that helped me put the final pieces of my vision together. The Reapers had come 50,000 years ago, and every 50,000 years before that, each time purging the galaxy of life. The Protheans had fought and died like every species before them, but a few survived long enough to leave a parting gift. The Protheans had discovered that the Citadel was the key to controlling the mass relays. By sabotaging the Citadel, they found a way to close the relays to dark space, slowing the Reapers' return, giving us the time we needed to find a solution to stop the Reapers once and for all. Saren knew this. He was leading his army to take control of the Citadel and re-establish the relays to dark space, bringing the waiting Reapers here to destroy us all.
Ну, по-моему, второй комикс Mass Effect короче. Или мне кажется, просто не помню.
Sovereign as his flagship, there was little hope that the Phoenix could counterattack with enough strength to take back the Citadel. But Saren was done running, and I was done chasing him. As the Alliance and Council fleets battled Saren's army outside the Citadel, I cornered the Turian bastard in the Citadel tower and confronted him. He died believing that the Reapers would save him. As I fought to regain control of the Citadel, the Council's flagship, the Destiny Ascension, fell under attack. Despite Saren's death, Sovereign and Saren's army
Ну, спасать или не спасать корабль. Интересно, что будет, если я не спасу? Новый совет будет? Ну, я спасу совет. Конечно, многие погибнут из-за этого, очень многие. Но, как бы, надо спасти.
a single Reaper, was relentless. It took the combined fleets of humanity and the other races, but in the end, Sovereign fell. But the costs were immense.
Да-да, непомерную цену.
While humanity's efforts in the war earned us our first seat on the council, it was a hollow victory. The Reapers were still out there.
А, кстати, в Mass Effect 2 тоже такой комикс, по-моему, есть. Я точно не помню просто. По-моему, есть. Блин, ну жалко, здесь не будет ни Касуми, ни Заида. Что... Нет, вряд ли какие-нибудь дополнения есть.
Tough but fair, but a friend and someone I could trust. Both great leaders in their own right.
Ну, Дина нет, пошел он нафиг. Андерсон, конечно же.
Anderson didn't want the job, which was a sure sign he'd be perfect for it. No ambition to get in the way.
Андерсон вообще красавчик.
The threat had passed. In time, the council would rebuild itself. The citadel could be repaired. Even the pain of lost friends would fade. And none of that mattered if the Reapers were still out there. And if they were all as powerful as Sovereign, we had to find a way to stop them. I had to find a way. I gathered my crew, took my ship, and went in search of answers. Officially, the council would only say I was assigned cleanup duty, routing out any remnants of Saren's army. But the Geth and Saren were just the beginning. The Reapers had other plans. A few months after the battle of the Citadel, while we were on patrol, we were attacked by an unknown vessel. Before we knew what was happening, we were disabled and forced to abandon ship. The Normandy was destroyed, and we lost a lot of good people. I almost didn't make it myself. Technically, I was as close to death as you can get. By the time my body was recovered, there wasn't much left. The pro-human group Cerberus acquired what was left of my body and spent the next 2 years rebuilding me. My memories, abilities, everything. The person in charge of my recovery was a Cerberus agent, Miranda Lawson. Brilliant and efficient. But before I could be completely rehabilitated, the Cerberus facility we were in was attacked. I was forced to fight my way out. In my condition, I should have died.
Блин, а как спасти Миранду в Mass Effect 3? Это только с импортом из второй части? Я точно тоже не помню. По-моему, ребята, она у меня здесь умрет. Так что вот так, обида.
An insectoid race called the Collectors, the ones who had attacked the Normandy 2 years earlier. Since that time, they've been systematically abducting entire human colonies and taking them beyond the Omega-4 relay, a place that no ships other than Collector ships ever return from. The elusive man wanted me to find out why humans were being abducted, and to end it. In return, Cerberus would outfit me with a rebuilt Normandy, weapons, and a skeleton crew. As long as I agreed to take along Miranda, Jacob, and an illegal AI named Edie. I told the elusive man I wanted my own team, people I knew. He already had a list of individuals that he wanted, people that might be willing to go on a suicide mission, to head beyond the Omega-4 relay and face the unknown. It was an interesting list. Ex-convicts, assassins, experimental scientists.
А вот интересно.
In the end, it was my choice.
Если Шепард в Mass Effect 2 погибнет, то как же быть с Mass Effect 3? Так, быть рациональнее, завербовать не всех, не спешить завербовать всех. Конечно, всех.
As for the rest, finding them and convincing them to join me on a suicide mission was difficult. But keeping them from killing each other was next to impossible. They only had to stay alive long enough to complete the mission. I wasn't sure what difference it would make if they were happy doing it.
Игнорировать, разрешить.
But if we were going to survive this, our best chance was to make sure everyone was working together. I tried to recruit and reconnect with a few of my old squad, but they were suspicious of Cerberus.
Кайден
No
психанул
doubt they
вообще.
weren't on the elusive man's list to begin with.
Лиара заделалась серым посредником.
2 years they
Или как его
believed I
там?
was dead and lost. Now I was headed off on another suicide mission. If things were going to get better between us, it would take time. But I was running out of time.
Остаться верными друзьями, конечно.
Maybe once the mission was over, we could try to reconnect. With most of the team recruited, we were getting close. We just needed to figure out how to survive the Omega-4 relay. Our best chance came when we discovered a damaged collector ship. We went in knowing it could be a trap, but we had to try.
Ой, эпичен момент, когда коллекционеры атакуют Нормандию и нужно играть за Джокера. Я вообще, когда первый раз играла, прям аж аж до мурашек. Блин, Mass Effect 2 сложнее, чем первая и третья части. Вот ну, реально, даже на легком уровне как-то трудновато. Особенно с, господи, как он там, Центурион, что ли, зовется, вот этот вот летающий дурак вот тот в колонии, где Кайден встречается, или Эшли, в зависимости от выбора.
The entire crew was abducted, taken beyond the Omega-4 relay. Jacob wanted to go immediately and rescue the crew. Edie and Miranda wanted more time to prepare before we attacked.
Подготовить корабль и команду, блин. Подготовить, отправиться спасать экипаж. Подготовить корабль и команду.
We only had one chance to attack the collectors. I knew we had to be ready before we went, even if it meant sacrificing the crew. I gathered everyone to go over the plan.
Ну тут вот это
We all knew
плохо.
this was likely a one-way
Что?
ticket. The team was ready, but they were nervous. We knew this could be our last day together.
Ну, в общем, плохо вот так вот там. Не встретим, как ее, секретарь вот это вот из второй части. Господи, провести ночь с Гарусом, а это интересно. Но нет, подготовиться к атаке.
I went to my cabin to be alone, to prepare for the attack, go over
Кайден.
detail. I had to make sure we were ready.
Она тосковала по нему.
The day of the attack, everything went as planned, at first. The Normandy made it safely through. As we scanned the wreckage of all the ships that failed before us, we found what we were looking for. The collector base. And guarding it, a ship that had destroyed the Normandy 2 years ago and almost ended my life. But this time, we were the attacker. And the Normandy was equipped to deal with it. We took some damage, but destroyed the collector ship and made our way to their base. We knew the fighting inside would be brutal. We arrived intact, but the team wasn't strong enough to withstand the assault. Eventually we made it to the heart of the base. To this day, I can hardly believe what we saw there. The collected humans had been dissolved, transformed, and repurposed to create the frame for a new Reaper. A massive human Reaper abomination.
Это, конечно, крепота была, когда я первый раз увидела этого человекоподобного жнеца. Мне реально было стрёмно. Призрак там вообще, блин, идиот просто. Согласиться, не верить? Не буду я ему верить.
I always suspected the elusive man had his own motives, but I couldn't agree with him on this. We had stopped the collectors. We would find a way to stop the Reapers without sacrificing our morality in the process. We destroyed the base completely and escaped back through the Omega-4 relay. The mission was a success, and in the end the whole team made it out alive. And though the crew was killed before we could rescue them, they didn't die in vain. We stopped the collectors, and we stopped the Reapers from creating their abomination. And we bought everyone just a little more time. there was more time. The Reapers are still coming. Every day a bit closer. I handed every piece of intel on the collectors and Cerberus over to the Alliance brass. I'm not sure what to make of it, but at least they're listening. We just hope to figure out what to do about it soon. Before time runs out for all of us.
Ну, наконец-то закончился комикс, и Electronic Arts представляет производство Биомар. Конечно, неправильно читаю, но сейчас пойдут заставки. Люблю заставки.
How bad is it?
Bad. We just lost contact with two of our deep space outposts. There's something massive on long-range scanners.
Is this what Shepard warned us about?
I'd stake my life on it.
How long do we have?
Not long. I sent word. The fleet's immobilized.
Прям вот, ребят, каждая заставка Mass Effect меня пробирает аж до мурашек. Особенно вот когда Нормандия прибывает вот, в самом начале игры. И вот последние заставки — это вообще нечто. Вжух. Игрушка. Ребят, по ходу игры я буду комментировать интересные, в общем, моменты.
Commander,
You're not supposed to call me that anymore, James.
not supposed to salute you either. We gotta go.
Попытаюсь доказать, что
Sounds
Шепард
important.
одурманили.
What's going on?
Couldn't say. Just told me they needed you. Now.
Anderson?
Admiral?
You look good, Shepard. Maybe a little soft around the edges. How are you holding up since being relieved from duty?
It's not so bad once you get used to the hot food and soft beds.
We'll get it sorted out.
What's going on? Why is everyone in such a hurry?
Admiral Hackett's mobilizing the fleets. I'm guessing word's made it from Alliance Command. Something big's headed our way.
The Reapers?
We don't know. Not for certain.
What else could it be?
Господи, так странно отображается лицо. Надо с настройками пошаманить. Надо было готовиться лучше, я знаю.
It's the Reapers, and we're not ready for them, not by a long shot.
Tell that to the Defense Committee.
Unless we're planning to talk the Reapers to death, the committee is a waste of time.
They're just scared. None of them have seen what you've seen. You faced down to them. Hell, you spoke to one. They blew the damn thing up. You've seen how they harvest us, what they plan to do to us. You know more about this enemy than anyone.
That way they grounded me, took away my ship.
You know that's not true. The shit you've done, any other soldier would have been tried, court-martialed, and discharged. It's your knowledge of the Reapers that kept that from happening.
That and your good word.
Yeah, I trust you, Shep. And so does the committee.
I'm just a soldier, Anderson. I'm no politician.
I don't need you to be either. I just need you to do whatever the hell it takes to help us stop the Reapers.
They're expecting me to, Admiral.
Good luck in there, Shepard.
Вега, конечно, тоже чувак прикольный, смешной.
Anderson?
Ой, Кайден. Так постарел.
Shepard.
Нет бы назвать Розали.
How'd it
Хрен.
go, then?
Okay, I think. Hard to know. Just waiting for orders, though.
Major?
You hadn't heard?
No, I hadn't.
Sorry, Shepard. It's been... well,
That's okay. Just glad I bumped into you again.
yeah. Me too.
Admiral,
Come on.
You know the commander.
I used to.
Кайден, нет, ну что, блин, нет бы обнять там, ну, хрен, на службе же. Чудные.
Admiral Anderson. Shepard.
What's the situation?
We were hoping you would tell us.
The reports coming in are unlike anything we've seen. Our colonies have gone dark. We lost contact with everything beyond the solar relay.
Whatever this is, it's incomprehensibly powerful.
You brought me here to confirm what you already know. The Reapers are here.
Дрогнули, а то вы не знали.
Then, how do we stop them? Stop them? This isn't about strategy or tactics. This is about survival. The Reapers are more advanced than we are, more powerful, more intelligent. They don't fear us. And they'll never take pity on us. What? There must be some way. If we're gonna have any chance at surviving this, we have to stand together.
That's it. That's our plan?
Admiral, we've lost contact with Lunabase.
The moon? It couldn't be that close already.
How they get past our defenses? Sir, UK headquarters has a visual.
Why haven't we heard from Admiral Hackett?
What do we do?
The only thing we can. We fight or we die.
We should get to the Normandy.
Здравствуйте.
Here, take this. You gotta get moving. Listen, Admiral Anderson. Report in there. Major Langford, is that you? What's your status? I can't raise the normal. You have another. We'll meet you in the landing zone. Anderson up.
Вот он, эпик. Вообще тоже клевый момент. Очень клевый. Итак, ребят, по ходу игры я расскажу вам, почему я думаю, что Шепард одурманили, попытаюсь привести доказательства, и уже вот скоро начнется, в общем, я покажу такие типа видения, не знаю. Но это уже во второй серии. Всем спасибо, ребята, за просмотр. С вами был канал Game World и я, Алина Вишневская.